Show Tucker is not the worst anime parent. Huh. This random prompt generator is trying to get me murdered. But it's not about whether I agree or disagree with a statement. It's about making an argument and winning it, like any good, bad lawyer would. Let's begin. Show Tucker is a pretty bad father. I've seen the memes, I get the trauma this caused for lots of viewers. I get why in a video I recently saw asking people for their picks of worst anime parents, Show kept on popping up in the comments, like every comment. But is he really the worst? Hear me out, everyone. I know he's bad, terrible even. But there are worse things than being turned into a dog. Dogs are, after all, man's best friend. Maybe he was hoping the transformation would bring them closer together. I'm joking, guys, about his reasoning. I don't think he turned Nino into a dog to benefit the relationship. It was just a science experiment. But I genuinely don't think he's a worst anime father. I stand by that.
I wonder why no one's capable of understanding me.
He doesn't hate his daughter. It's more of an indifference. She's still alive. She was still alive. Just this season, we get the weakest tamer begin a journey to pick up trash, which, frankly, based on that great title, is destined to be a masterpiece. But how is a father in that not worse? He doesn't just abandon his daughter or kick her out of the house. No, he actively wants to end her life. The man despises the girl for being weak. There's actual malice there. Or, if that's not mainstream enough for you, The Promised Neverland has you covered. Isabella takes on the role of parent for a whole bunch of children. The kids under her care view her as their mother. They love her, trust her, rely on her to have their best interests in mind. Which she doesn't. She's basically raising cattle. It's pretty disturbing. Or Eri in My Hero Academia. Her grandfather allows her to be imprisoned and experimented on, endlessly tortured by the sadistic Kai Chisaki. Her body is covered in scars because of it, both physical and psychological. She's so broken she believes she's a monster. And how can we forget about Steins Gate? The whole show was about unraveling these mysteries, so I won't get further into detail, but someone isn't all that nice in it. Like, they're pretty bad. Anime is full of bad parents. Gon's father, Erin's father, Sungjin Woo's father in Solo Leveling. They all abandoned their families. Kaio's mother in Erased and Kosei's mother in Your Lie in April are both monsters. We get scenes that are very hard to watch. Even the parents we're supposed to like are often bad parents. Psyche's parents in The Disastrous Life of Psyche K are a complete mess. Their reliance on him makes it feel like he's the real parent. Ryuji's mother in Toradora is equally immature and irresponsible. So is Taiga's dad. Really, it kind of feels like most parents in anime just cause problems for our main characters. No wonder classic Disney films like to remove them, often permanently. Parents are typically the ones kids rely on, so the easiest way to get children to drive a story forward is to make the parents or guardians unavailable. Aladdin, Bambi, Belle, Dumbo, Tarzan, Nemo. Whether they have living parents or not, they're separated from them early on. I get the logic. It gives young characters instant autonomy, forcing them to take charge of their journeys in ways they generally wouldn't. Plenty of anime do this as well. How can we forget about Grave of the Fireflies? But that's not what we're talking about here. We're specifically talking about actively involved parents who suck. We're going over why Sho should be vindicated. I mean, why he's technically not the worst of the worst. Which also means all my talk about incompetent parents in anime was unnecessary, since they're clearly not in the same ballpark as our alchemist nemesis. Seems I'm all about the tangents today. Sho is a terrible human being, a monster that should be locked up for a long time. But his lack of malice and the fact that he doesn't technically kill anyone, there are other parents that go that extra mile, that aren't just indifferent to their children, but actively malicious towards them. The Sho Nina memes, those are fine. I really like the DBZ Fusion one. It's quite clever, in a twisted, sadistic way. But Sho isn't completely evil. He's obsessed with his work at the detriment of everyone around him. Maybe that's why he's so horrifying to people. He's a true psychopath, willing to sacrifice his daughter's humanity for his experiments. Sho doesn't operate under regular human emotions. He's willing to ruin a young, innocent life without hating that individual. He just does it. No remorse. Very creepy stuff. I feel like I should say more here, but I'm not really sure what I can add. It's not a complicated premise. Sho is not the worst parent. Enough said.
Daddy's hurting. Daddy hurts.
His daughter still loves him very much, which isn't true for many others. There are reasons for this. Her life hasn't been that bad. Not until the whole dog thing. But, you know, you can't win them all. Now don't take my lenience here to mean I'm justifying Cho's actions in any way. I'm not. There's no doubt he did very bad, unforgivable things. But the only way to explain why he's not the worst is to humanize him in some way. Inevitably, that requires saying someone isn't as bad as everyone else thinks, which, probably not the best idea. Maybe I should make a video covering the best parents in anime to cleanse my palate. There are actually a lot of really good ones, like Inko. Stories that remove the parents entirely miss out on a very compelling and complex relationship, so I'm glad lots of anime include them. The parent-child bond, that's one of, if not the most influential dynamic for a kid growing up. I'm just saying that telling stories about kids being forced to essentially become adults kind of feels like it defeats the point of making them kids in the first place. Glad I was able to keep this video so focused on the topic at hand. It can get quite annoying when YouTubers start rambling, am I right? Alright, peace.